All right, guys. We are live with another one, guys. Okay. We are live with another one. You already know what this is, guys. The mic is hot. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. Guys, this is my UFC post-fight reaction to UFC 322. Okay, guys, Mars, you are in here early. How you doing? How you been? Okay, welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat, guys. UFC 322 did deliver, guys. Okay, it did deliver. We're gonna talk specifically about some great performances. Okay, we're gonna talk about the champion. Okay, double champion here. Okay, in Islam Makhachev. We're gonna talk about Valentina Shevchenko, guys. We're gonna unwrap UFC 322. Okay, like it was a potato chip bag. Okay. Here we go, guys. First and foremost, let's start off with not Cody Haddon, Mr. Ewing. Woke up just in time for the championship fights. It was phenomenal, man. It was phenomenal, guys. Let's give big ups to Ewing. Um, he had 48-hour notice to fight Malcolm Wellmaker, and look, let me tell you something. He went in there. He went in there and outlasted Malcolm Wellmaker. Look, Malcolm Wellmaker. It showed that he has some holes in his game. He's not. He's not a very technical, what we call a very technical striker on the feet. The guy, Malcolm Wellmaker, very young. This is going to be a learning experience for him. Ended up fighting somebody on short notice, but Ewing ended up showing that there's levels to this, guys. And congratulations to him. Phenomenal performance by him. And guys, we also got to bring up Blatchfield, guys. We got to bring up Blatchfield. Blatchfield ends up going in there and dominating Tracy Cortez. There was nowhere in that fight that I thought Tracy Cortez was actually having success. Blatchfield just went in there and showed her that also there's levels to this women division, guys. And, she also showed her that you don't have to, put on makeup and eyelashes to win a fight. And she just went in there, outlasted her, wrestled her to the ground, and ended up choking Tracy Cortez. Blatchfield, congratulations to her, guys. Let me see, 6'7". Somebody says 6'7". Yeah, guys. But congratulations to Tracy Cortez. I mean, not Tracy Cortez. Blatchfield for beating Tracy Cortez. Great performance by her. She goes in there and dominates. Hi, everybody. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, okay? It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, all right? Support the community, guys. But moving on, guys, we also got to talk about this, even though I didn't really want to talk about this specifically, guys, but we got to talk about the Bo Nickel and Rodolfo Vera fight, guys. I mean, Bo Nickel, I did pick him to win, and that's the reason why I picked him to win. I thought he would end up using his wrestling, utilizing his wrestling to set up his, striking, and that's exactly what happened, guys. You know what I mean? Bo Nickel went in there, dominated Rodolfo, okay, utilized that wrestling, took him down, used that ground and pound against Rodolfo Vera. Like I said in my UFC fight predictions, guys, I did say Rodolfo is a great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, mixed martial arts fighter. He has some great grappling, but most of that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, submissions come from the top, not the bottom, and that's exactly what happened. Bo Nickel just went in there, dominated, and then ended up, okay, head kicking Rodolfo Vera and winning by KO, guys. Head kick round the world. Bo Nickel, congratulations to you. But to be honest with you, I still think Bo Nickel still has not humbled himself. And when he ends up getting knocked out in that fashion, we're gonna see a real humbled Bo Nickel, guys. Okay. Moving on, guys. We got to talk about this, guys. We have to talk about this, guys. Benil Dariush versus Benoit Saint Denis. I did not think Benoit Saint Denis was going to actually go in there and beat Benil Dariush, but he went in there, started throwing some crazy combinations. Ends up landing a left hand right behind the ear of Benil Dariush. Benil Dariush falls to the ground and ends up getting ground and pounded. Look, Benoit Saint Denis, great performance by him. Great performance by him. Benil Dariush, man, I picked Benil Dariush to win, man, but unfortunately, that's the way it went. Um, we're gonna have to talk about what's next for Benil Dariush, to be honest with you, because now he is 1-2, or 1-3 actually, in his last four performances. And Benoit Saint Denis, congratulations to him. He moves his record to 3-1 in his last four. So, with a huge KO win, and beating Benil Dariush, guys, it was phenomenal. Honestly, it was phenomenal. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for the kind words. How are you guys doing, guys? Like and subscribe, guys. Support the community. You already know what it is. And guys, we also got to talk about the left hand heard around the world, guys. Carlos Prates versus Leon Edwards, guys. I did pick Carlos Prates to win this fight, guys. And guys, I mean, look, the fight went exactly the way I predicted, guys. I said Leon Edwards will utilize some wrestling in this fight and some of those, some of his grappling techniques, and that he did. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, he got caught with a vicious left hand by Carlos Prates, and Carlos Prates puts him to sleep. Okay, totally KOs Leon Edwards. It was a phenomenal performance for Carlos Prates, and it honestly propels Carlos Prates, into contendership, spot. To be honest with you, I mean, he's most likely one fight away from fighting the champion with a performance like that, and with his last performance as well. Two back-to-back phenomenal knockouts for Carlos Prates. And let me tell you something, guys. What is next for Leon Edwards? And what is next for Carlos Prates? We're going to talk more specifically about that. But guys, Leon's chin is done at this point. Zero punch resistant. My point exactly, guys. I did, in my UFC fight predictions, I did say that Nick Diaz, or not Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz, excuse me, ended up almost knocking out Leon Edwards late in that fight, guys. Okay. Mara says Prates smoked him like a pack of cigs. I'm telling you guys, man. That's the reason why I ended up picking Carlos Prates. I said on my UFC fight predictions, if Nate Diaz is able to catch him clean, with a 1-2 and almost knock out Leon Edwards, I thought Carlos Prates will find that punch, and that he did. That he did, guys. Put him to sleep. Now, guys, we have to talk about Sean Brady versus Michael Morales. What a great performance by Michael Morales, guys. Both guys were stepping into this, fight with a lot of momentum, guys. Both guys 3-0 in their last performance. Sean Brady 3-0, Michael Morales 3-0. I ended up picking Sean Brady to win this fight, but guys, Michael Morales went in there, threw some combinations, and KO'd Sean Brady, guys. Sean Brady didn't get the time to utilize his full wrestling and grappling technique, and he found himself in danger very early in that fight, and Michael Morales knocked him out, guys. Yup. If Nate was more tenacious, he'd have stopped Leon. He definitely would have, guys. He definitely would have stopped Leon, but he didn't want that. He didn't want that fight. Okay, he didn't want that fight. He just, wanted a moment, and that he did. Okay, that he did. But guys, a lot of people are talking about, what's next for Morales. It might be Carlos Prates. Both guys are coming off of, tremendous knockouts, and that might be the next fight to make, actually. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. There's a lot of fights in that welterweight division. That welterweight division, it's stacked, and we're getting closer to talk about the championship bouts right now. But now we're in the co-main event, guys. Co-main event: Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili, guys. Valentina showed. You know what I mean? She purely dominated Zhang Weili. Look, I like Zhang Weili, but I don't know who's going to be Valentina Shevchenko, to be honest with you. I have no idea who is going to beat Valentina Shevchenko. She is phenomenal. Okay, purely dominated. Utilize her full mixed martial arts skills. And look, there's what else are you going to say, guys? She ends up winning by decision. What else are we going to say? Daniel says Morales always had more tools at his arsenal. Brady seems to be very one-dimensional with his wrestling heavy style. I agree with you, Daniel. Push as a new guy watching the co-main women fight was awesome. That wild girl, that white girl was so focused and dominant. Valentina Shevchenko, she definitely was focused. She definitely was dominant, and she definitely gave a great performance tonight, guys. She really did. Mara says, any news on Shavkat? He might be the next contender for the belt. Guys, if Shavkat is the next contender for the belt, I don't know what to say, guys. Okay, that guy has been out due to injury for the last 2.5 years, guys. Okay, I don't want to see Shavkat in a in a title fight anytime soon, guys. Pure facts. Shevchenko is a beast. Definitely, Valentina Shevchenko is a beast, guys. Okay, I do that to Zhang Wei Li. To do that to Zhang Wei Li is crazy work. It definitely is, guys. Purely dominated her, and it showed that Valentina Shevchenko is just the best of the best. You know what I mean? The best of the best. But guys, let's talk about Islam Makhachev versus JDM, guys. The main event of the evening. The main event as to why this card was actually put together, why this card was actually held at MSG New York. Islam Makhachev, guys. The guy, the lightweight champion, former lightweight champion, stepped up to fight the welterweight champion in JDM. Okay, and what does he do? Purely dominates JDM in a fashion that not a lot of people actually expected. Okay, he goes in there and not only outlasts him with his wrestling, guys, but very early on in that fight, Islam Makhachev started landing some nasty calf kicks. Okay, and had JDM switching stances like he was basically trying to dance at your local bar. Okay, he was trying to, you know what I mean, do the salsa dance because let me tell you something, that damn leg was in danger. Okay, Islam Makhachev was landing some vicious calf kicks, and there was nothing that JDM could do. That stand up, I mean, not that stand up. Excuse me. That wrestling was definitely setting up that striking for Islam Makhachev, and JDM had no moments in there that I can actually say that he found success in that fight. It was purely domination from Islam Makhachev. I had said that Islam Makhachev is gonna go in there and he's gonna push JDM against the fence. All right, he's gonna make JDM work. All right. I also said that because of the wrestling, that tendency to basically feint your opponent is going to set up your striking as well. And that's exactly what happened. That wrestling that Islam Makhachev has in his toolbox definitely was setting up Islam Makhachev striking. And JDM, like I said, found no to little success in this fight, guys. Let me read some of these comments. Uh Commentator said there was a size difference. I honestly thought the Islam JDM fight would be a 50-50 affair. Obviously, not the case. Daniel also says Islam is number one. Mars says people are blaming Islam for JDM non-existent grappling. Uh, in walkout, JDM looked angry and confident. I wanted JDM to win, but after round two, JDM looked like he was done. He'd get manhandled against Wolf at 185, though. I agree with all those comments, guys. I agree with all those comments, guys. Guys, Islam Makhachev did something amazing today. Not only did he become a double champion, okay, in two divisions, but he also ties Anderson Silva with the most winning streaks, with most wins in UFC history, guys. According to the records, Anderson Silva held the record with 16 consecutive wins. And now Islam Makhachev actually ties Anderson Silva with 16 consecutive wins. It's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. Islam Makhachev is just, he's an animal, man. He is an animal, and I don't really know what's next for him. You know what I mean? I mean, what's next for Islam Makhachev, guys? You let me know. You know what I mean? Do we got Kamal Usman and Islam Makhachev next? Is that the fight to make, guys? I mean, or do we get, you know what I mean? Or do we get Ian Gary, if Ian Gary can go in there and beat Bilal Muhammad, do we get a Ian Gary versus Islam Makhachev? You know what I mean? I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, or do you take one of the Carlos Prates and Michael Morales guys, or do you book Michael Morales versus Carlos Prates? All right, let's play matchmakers here for a minute, guys. Let's play Mick Maynard, Sean Shelby, and Dana White here for a minute, okay? Let me know what you guys would do on the chat, okay? Chimaev is way too aggressive for Islam. With the skills to mix in with the aggression, is a nasty combination. I agree with you, Daniel. I agree with you 100%. Okay. I feel like Islam versus Morales is a wicked fight. Ah, man, that's look, guys, it's hard to argue, right? It's hard to argue, if that's a good fight or a bad fight, because in reality, I mean, based on what Michael Morales has done to his prior opponents, and what he was able to do, excuse me, to Sean Brady. I mean, man, that sounds like a fun fight as well. Michael Morales versus Islam Makhachev. I mean, guys, let me know. Let me know. You know what I mean? One being trash, 10 being best. Let me know if that's the fight to make, guys. Michael Morales versus Islam Makhachev, 1 to 10. I didn't see anyone beating Chimaev. Now I don't see anyone beating Islam. I think that's the case, guys. You know what I mean? I don't see anybody beating Islam Makhachev as it is right now. I really don't. I feel like Morales could KO Islam. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, guys. I think that's a little far fetched, man. I don't think Michael Morales could go in there and knock out Islam Makhachev. You know what I mean? Does he have a puncher's chance? Of course he does. You know what I mean? But I don't see that happening, man. I think Islam Makhachev is too much of an overall, mixed martial arts fighter, guys. Jack, welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat, Jack. How you doing, man? How are you doing? It's difficult to see, but if anyone could pull it off, he could. I mean, why not Carlos Prates, guys? Carlos Prates, look, he was losing, the whole fight basically to Ian Gary, and then in the fifth round, where you expect Carlos Prates to not have the experience, he actually almost finishes Ian Gary late into that fight, and then he goes into his next fight, wins by spinning back elbow, okay, and KO his opponent in the first round, and then knocks out Leon Edwards, the former champion. So, I mean, there's a lot of arguments for Carlos Prates as well. And does he have a puncher's chance? I think so. You know what I mean? I think so. Let me see. We got it right, bro. Islam Valentina W's. Let's go. Did you pick BSD or and Prates? I didn't pick Benoit Saint Denis. I picked Benil de Yush, and I did pick Carlos Prates to win that fight, guys. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Come on, support the community, guys. Okay. The issue is all these welterweights haven't been tested in the grappling against a guy like Islam. Look, I understand what you're saying, guys. I totally understand. A lot of them haven't been tested, but look, guys, Michael Morales, you know, look, he got tested with Sean Brady. I thought Sean Brady would be able to go in there and utilize that grappling and that great Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but unfortunately, Michael Morales, didn't give him enough time. Okay. After tonight, I think Prates and Morales and Ilya would all sleep Islam. Jack, that's a little far fetched, Jack. I happen not to agree with that one. Okay, that's a little far fetched right there. Morales versus Prates. Oh, that's a good one. I like it. I like it. Yes, Islam, my boy. That was pure domination. Ahmed, welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. It was great, man. It was a great performance from Islam, guys. Great performance from Islam. He purely dominated, guys. Purely dominated JDM. There was nowhere that JDM found success, man. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, we're going to talk about, what's next for JDM as well. Now he's coming, he's coming from a loss. We're going to have to see how this all unfolds. Maybe we could see JDM versus Leon Edwards next. You know what I mean? Maybe that could be a next fight for JDM. I mean, I'm not sure. Or we could, maybe that'll be the next fight. JDM versus Leon Edwards. That could be a possibility. Why not? Let me see. LOL, BSD smoked him. I had BSD KO. Morales stole the night. He is hot off the press. I hear you. I hear you, man. I think Michael Morales' performance was great. I think Carlos Prate's performance was phenomenal. Let's not forget about Benoit Saint Denis, guys. It was good. It was good. JDM is a chump, bro. Ballard overrated. Oh man, Jack Jack is in here throwing haymakers. Okay, people deleting videos after this fight. They are. I had one guy arguing with me saying that Carlos Prates was not going to be able to find that knockout blow against Leon Edwards, guys. And you know me, after that KO, I had to go back and be like, "Told you so." Yo, Michael Morales and Islam, my boys, won. Woo! Yes, they did. Life. Yes, they did. It was phenomenal. Okay, UFC 322 was phenomenal. I ended up rating this card a 9.3 or something like that. It's very good. It was a very good card, guys. It was a very good card from the very beginning. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was good. I can't say that. Guru salty. Is it really, Mars? Why is he salty? Why is Guru salty? Does he really? Does he really? Oh God, that guy, man, that guy. And people saying Bilal is overrated now that Islam beat JDM. Yeah, man. I don't know how that's. I don't think Bilal Muhammad is overrated, guys. I don't think Bilal Muhammad is overrated. I just think, unfortunately, Islam Makhachev is just a monster, guys. He's just a monster. Where do you have Islam in the GOAT ranking now? Uh, you know, I will have to make a list. I will have to make my list, but I still don't see him. Ah, man. I still don't see Islam like. I don't know. I don't know. I have to make my list. I have to make my list. I'll probably make my list, and I'll make a whole video about it. But I don't know where he lands right now. He's definitely not on my top five. Like, if you're asking me, top five goats, he's not on my top five goats. You know what I mean? Possibly he could be on my top 10, possibly, but that's very, very tough. Top 15, I'll say he's definitely in my top 15, pound for pound, goats of all time. But I don't know if I could see him in my top 10, and he's definitely not in my top five. If I had to break it down, that's how I'll break it down right now. Jack says, "I'm telling you, the Usman Edwards below Brady side of the 170 is the weak side. Brates, Gary Shavkat, MVP side was the stronger side. Now add Morales onto the mix as well." Jack, I like the way you broke that down. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's next for all these guys. You know what I mean? I know. Kamal Usman wants to be next for that title shot against Islam Makhachev, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens with that. Like I said, a lot of people are calling for that Michael Morales and Carlos Prates fight. That could be a phenomenal fight as well. But we shall see, guys. We shall see. You know what I mean? Anyways, I need to go and troll other UFC content creators. Ahmed, thank you for stopping by, man. You know what I mean? Thank you for supporting the community. All right. I really appreciate you. Okay. Go stalk those other YouTube channels. Okay. Please. And make sure you drop an OE in there and tell them they need to come to a real channel. Okay. Because everybody out there was wrong. Okay. Absolutely wrong. All right. Out of control, guys. Just straight out of control. Now, when it came to my UFC fight predictions for UFC 322, guys, thank you, Ahmed. I appreciate it. With my UFC fight predictions, I went 9-4, guys. Okay, I went 9-4 with my UFC fight predictions. 9 wins and 4 losses. Okay, which pushes my record for UFC. For my UFC fight predictions for 2025, it pushes it to 270 wins and 176 losses, guys. That is 270 wins and 176 losses for my UFC fight predictions for 2025. And we're going to continue getting these dubs, guys. We are going to continue getting these dubs. That's guaranteed, guys. But I was very, very surprised with a lot of performances today, man. You know what I mean? The Malcolm Wellmaker performance, it just shows that there's levels to this game, and unfortunately, he stepped in there with somebody that was willing to fight and able to fight and had better technique. But Malcolm Wellmaker, he stood in the fight as well. He never gave up on himself. He was finding success, and then when he wasn't finding success, he still stood in the line of fire. So, congratulations to both men. I mean, it's going to be a learning experience for Michael Morales, to be honest with you. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens next for all of these fighters. I didn't expect Benoit Saint Denis to actually knock out Benil Dariush, but that's exactly what happened, guys. Mars says Usman would be interesting. He's one of the better grapplers in the division. Only issue is his age. I agree with you, Mars. That's most likely the only issue is his age. You know what I mean? And he has a lot of mileage, on those knees as well, guys. Okay. That was shit. What are you talking about, J Mo? What are you talking about? What was shit? You wasn't entertained for UFC 322? You think this card was trash? Guys, what you rate this card? 1 being trash, 10 being best. What you rate this card? UFC 322. Let me know in the chat right now. I want to know. All right, I want to know what the people of this community thought. Okay. The main event. You thought the main event was trash? J Mo, how was the main event trash, man? I mean, unfortunately, JDM couldn't find success. Well, you was expecting JDM to go in there and land some haymakers on Islam. Unfortunately, that's not what happened, man. You know what I mean? Islam was able to go in there, land some cat kicks, push JDM against that fence, and take him down, like I said, and purely dominated him, guys. Okay, purely dominated. Okay, Jason Nine, how you doing? Welcome back to your chat. Welcome back to your channel. Jason Nine says Ilya fans crying in the corner. You know they are, man. You know they are right now. Ilya Taporia is definitely not going to fight Islam Makhachev now. That's definitely not going to happen. I don't see it happening. You know, I just don't. I don't see it happening, guys. You know what I mean? Maybe, after both guys defend their belts multiple times, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see how everything unfolds. But guys, let me know what you rate this. What you rate UFC 322? 1 being trash, 10 being best. Let me know. I want to know what you rated it. I ended up rating this card at 9.3. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal card. On paper, then I'll probably say, you know what, this is probably closer to an 8 point, maybe an 8.8. In my opinion. But yeah, that's most likely why I end up rating it is 8.8. It was a good card, but it wasn't in the nines in my opinion. They're still gonna cope. They are. They are, Jason. Nine. They're gonna cope. They're gonna make up excuses. JDM went in this injured, guys. He had an injured leg. Yeah, that's what they're gonna say, guys. Mars says people are blaming Islam for not doing enough, but they never blame the other guy for having zero wrestling. My point exactly. I mean, how are you gonna blame Islam? Are you kidding me right now? He went out there and followed the game plan. He followed the game plan to a T, and unfortunately, JDM couldn't find any success. That's what happened, guys. Okay, that's the reality of the situation. Okay, pure facts. Okay, pure facts, guys. All right. Unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right. That is the way the cookie crumbles, guys. All right. But we are past the 30-minute mark, guys. We're about to approach the 30-minute mark. And you know what happens after the 30-minute mark? We could talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be mixed martial arts related, rapid fire, guys. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who should be next for Valentina. Who should be next for Islam. Who's next for Sean Brady, after that loss? What's next for Leon Edwards after, catching air and getting knocked out? What's next for Bo Nickel? Bo Nickel does go in there and dominate Rodolfo Vera with that wrestling and ends up KOing him with a head kick. So congratulations to him. Unfortunately, that guy is not humbled. He needs to get humbled again, to be honest with you. Man, why didn't you go live during the fights? Guys, I had something to do. Okay, I had something to do, unfortunately. Okay, I had something to do, and now I am live now. Post-fight reaction right now. Unfortunately, I couldn't go live for this event, but I will be going live next Saturday for the Armin Sarukian and Dan Hooker fight. I will be going live for that one, guys, from the very beginning to the very end. So we'll be right back, right on this channel, doing it like we usually do it, okay? But unfortunately, I could not go live, guys. I could not go live. I had to do some things. Had to do some things, guys, okay? But yeah, guys, crazy, crazy time. Okay, we are living in crazy times, man. Unbelievable, guys. Honestly, unbelievable. What a crazy event that was. There was a brawl outside in the crowd. Okay, I mean, unbelievable. Uh, were you were you cracking? Were you cracking? What do you mean? What does that mean? But yeah, guys. I mean, it's the end of an era, guys. It is the end of an era. No more, no more ESPN and UFC. You know what I mean? Well, there's only one more pay per view, and I'm hoping Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn will be put on that last pay per view. But we're gonna see. For real, didn't see it. For real, didn't see it. Jason Nine, what are you talking about? What you didn't see? There wasn't no brawl. It was one side. It was one side beating on Dylan. Yeah, Jason Nine. There was a damn brawl, man. Yeah, there was a brawl out there, and Dylan Dennis was he was in full part. You know what I mean? Oh God, that guy cannot stay out of trouble. I'm telling you, that guy cannot stay out of trouble, man. And there was a huge brawl, man. They started fighting. There was action outside of the crowd, man. Action was going on. All right, there was fighting inside the octagon, and there was fighting outside the octagon, guys. Okay, it's crazy stuff. All right, crazy things. Okay, crazy things were occurring at UFC 322, guys. Unbelievable, man. I don't know. I don't know why you went there alone. I don't know why he went there alone. He went there alone, bro. For real, he had no like backup. He had nobody. Not even a close friend. Man, to go over there by himself, that's dangerous, guys. That's dangerous. He has a lot of drama with those guys. You know what I mean? He has a lot of past drama, man. So, man, unbelievable, unbelievable, guys. But it was a good event. It was a good event. You know what I mean? But like I said, guys, it's the end of an era, guys. No more ESPN, no more pay per views, and no more UFC with ESPN, man. So I'm excited about that, man. I'm excited about 2026 and how this whole Paramount and UFC is going to look, man. I really can't get enough of that, man. I really cannot get enough of that. 2026 seems to be an exciting year, to be honest with you. We're going to see how it unfolds, but as I sit here thinking about it, it sounds really, really fun. It sounds really fun. Will you miss pay per view? No, I won't miss the pay per view. I will not miss the pay per view. I'm the last pay per view of this year with ESPN and the UFC. I will be going live for that event as well. You know what I mean? I believe Marab is on that card, so I will be watching that one. Okay, Paramount ads on ESPN was crazy. Well, that's the way it got to go. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, ESPN is going to have to do what they have to do. Okay. All right. It just shows you better keep this relationship tight. You know what I mean? The ATP. Wait. I don't really care about the heavyweight fight. Well, I hear you, but I want to see it. You know what I mean? I definitely want to see Cyril Gahn versus Tom Aspinall. You know what I mean? If they could put that card, if they could put that fight on that card, I mean that card is gonna be a good one. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a good one. For real, put Cyril and Tom in December. We need a heavyweight title fight at White House. Exactly, guys. Exactly. That's the reason why I don't want to go into 2026 without finding out who's the real champion in that division, guys. You know what I mean? I don't want to go into 2025, thinking, oh my God, what's next? Cyril Gahn, Tom Aspinall. We got to wait another 2 months for this fight. Got to wait another 4 months for this fight. And like, come on, guys. Tom Aspinall should be fine. Okay, he should be fine. And hopefully they put him on that last pay per view card in December. And if they don't, Shame on them. Okay, shame on them. To be honest with you. Okay, but yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna be next for Leon Edwards. I don't see what's next for him, man. Who can Leon Edwards fight next after this loss? It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Suffers, another loss, pushes his record to 1-3. I don't know. Gone definitely using John Jones tactics again. He better. I don't see why not. Ilya apparently fighting Paddy in January. I mean, who else is there to even fight? That's Oh man, that's okay. I mean, I guess it should be Armin Sarukian, but I guess Ilya Taporia versus Paddy the Baddy. Go right ahead. You know what I mean? Go right ahead. Why not? Armin, Jason Nine says Armin. I got timed out for trolling other YouTubers. Oh man, you are hilarious, man. That is hilarious. What's next for Pereira? I honestly don't want to see an Ankalaev trilogy, guys. Ankalaev will not be getting that opportunity, guys, just based on how he got finished in his last fight by Alex Pereira. I don't see a rematch happening, guys. Okay, Ilya needs to fight Armin. That's my point exactly. Okay, Ahmed, Ilya does need to fight Armin, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen with that. You know what I mean? Ilya should challenge his ex-wife, new boyfriend Tyrone. Oh, damn! Roman Ram coming in here, just throwing haymakers out here, guys. Throwing haymakers out here, left and right. Okay, unbelievable. But yeah, there's a lot of guys right now that are mad. They're mad about Islam Makhachev winning the belt. You know what I mean? They're mad, man. I don't see how you could get mad at Islam. The guy went in there and he stuck to his game plan. Do you think Ilya has a chance at 170? I see him sparking Islam at 155. I don't know at 170. I don't see how Ilya Taporia beat Islam, guys. I just don't see it. Ilya Taporia, he's good, but Islam Makhachev is just great. In my opinion. You could be a spokesperson. Manifesting. Let's manifest it. You know what I mean? Let's manifest that. Okay. Jason Nine says Patty is not even a real fight for real. Ilya should fight Armin. Yeah, honestly, that's the fight that they should make. That's the fight that they should have made a long time ago. To be honest with you, is Armin Sarukian versus Ilya Taporia. But guys, I digress. Okay, I digress. Manifesting says, "Let's do it." I'm telling you, you have the voice and the upbeat personality. Well, look, man, let's do it, man. You know what I mean? Slowly but surely, guys. We're gonna keep, building this community and hopefully we could get there, guys. Okay, we could get there. Okay, it's gonna take hard work and dedication. Okay, guys. Mara says yes. The winner of Taporia versus Armin should fight Islam. I know Armin wants that rematch. He definitely wants that rematch, guys. I mean, if you go back and watch Islam Makhachev versus Armin Sarukian the first time they fought, that was a phenomenal fight. I was really looking forward to that second fight, for that lightweight strap. But unfortunately, Armin Sarukian did get a back injury and couldn't fight. And Marcano did step in on short notice with Islam, and Islam just purely dominated Marcano. And then, steps up and fights JDM and purely dominates JDM in this fashion. I mean, that would be a phenomenal fight, guys. It really would. Um, why you always in a robe? Well, I'm not always in a robe, guys. Okay, I'm not always in a robe. If you go back and you watch my channel and you go watch my shorts as well, I'm not always in a robe. Okay, but sometimes I gotta get comfortable and I want to feel comfortable, and I put on the robe. Okay, let me see. Ahmed says Islam beats Ilya in my opinion. Ilya's boxing is amazing, but Islam doesn't march forward like Charles did. Islam's grappling is just way too good. Ahmed, I happen to agree with you. I happen to agree with everything that you said. Mars says get OE in a press conference. I'm telling you, I would love to be a part of the press conference because let me tell you something, guys. I will definitely be asking the questions that all of us would want to ask. Okay, because these journalists out there are terrible. Okay, are terrible. All right, March. Yeah, I heard what you. I know what you meant. Ahmed, I know you meant. Patty last win was against Chandler. Jason Nine. I know. I know. You know what I mean. You know how UFC does. You know how they do. You know how they do. They're just trying to push their narrative, guys. The UFC is just trying to push the narrative. Does Paddy the Baddy, deserve a title shot against Ilya Taporia? Of course not. You know what I mean? But there's drama behind those two, right? So obviously, there'll be a lot of pay per view. Oh no, well, not a lot of pay per view buys because it's gonna be free, but there will be a lot of viewers. Okay, viewership. Once that fight happens, what I mean, guaranteed, and that's why the UFC plans to book that fight. To be honest, uh, let me see. You can become a translator for Alex Chama. Chama. Chama Chama. Patty should not be getting a title shot. The only reason he's getting this hype is because of the hatred he and Ilya have. Amid, yes, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. That is the reason why, guys. Unfortunately, that is the reason why. Okay. Patty the Batty is getting this opportunity. I mean, like Jason Nine says, I mean, his last win was against a dead body. Okay, a dead body of Michael Chandler, guys. Okay, replace those glazing journalists. I'm telling you, guys, they don't even do their job. You know what I mean? They ask stupid ass questions, dumbest questions you can ask. Guaranteed they'll ask it. Okay. OE at the press conference. How does it feel? How does it feel to? How does it feel to fight? I'm definitely not asking those questions. Jason Nine, I know it's probably not gonna happen, but I hope he beats Ilya because that mother effer is not gonna fight Armin. If Ilya Taporia doesn't fight Armin Sarukian, I mean, I don't know what to say about the UFC and that division. All right, I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say about that. That's atrocious if they don't book that fight. It's yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to say, to be honest. That is atrocious. No, no. They need to book that fight sooner than later. To be honest with you, sooner than later, they need to book that fight. But yeah, guys. I mean, I know it's probably not gonna happen. Oh yeah, I read that. Sorry. Another $1 million question. Are you going to win? Yeah, man, these guys are awful. These guys are awful. I'm telling you. Probably Dana doesn't want a controversial journalist like Ariel Hawani at the press. So, well, Mars, that's most likely what it is. You know what I mean? Guys like me are definitely not gonna get the opportunity to enter a press conference because I'm gonna be asking all the right questions. You know what I mean? I'll be the first person to bring up fighter pay. You know what I mean? Right away, guys. Okay. I'll be the first guy. No, I'm just playing around, guys. I won't do that. I won't do that. You know what I mean? If I actually got the opportunity to go into to a press conference, I don't think I'll ask those questions. You know what I mean? Would I ask, hard questions? Yes, I would. You know what I mean? But they'll all be pertaining to what's, going on with the action, of that card. You know what I mean? I won't bring up the whole debacle, with the betting scandal. I won't bring that up. I won't bring up, the FBI, investigating, the UFC, you know what I mean, with that whole debacle. I won't bring up fighter pay as to being the reason why this whole debacle with the, the gambling is actually sparked up, interest, you know what I mean. I won't bring up all those issues, you know what I mean. I won't bring that up, But let me tell you something, they'll be right behind my mind, you know what I mean, as I'm asking these questions at the press conference. I could tell you that much, okay? Guaranteed, guys, okay? But yeah, guys, I mean, UFC 322, 8.8 overall. That's what I scored. It was a good card. Jones, why are you so happy around Huzbala? That'll be a good question. That would be a good question as well, guys. It honestly would be. Okay. It would be a good question. What else? What else? What else would be a good question, guys? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. What else would be a good question, guys? Okay. It's approximately 2 o'clock in the morning, guys. 2 o'clock in the morning. It's out of control, guys. I gotta get going. I have to get going. I got things to do. You know what I mean? Things to do and people to see, guys. Okay, people to see. But it's been a hell of a weekend, guys. Hell of a card. Totally impressed. Totally impressed. Um, Congratulations to Islam. Congratulations to Valentina. Congratulations to Michael Morales. Congratulations to Carlos Prates. And congratulations to all the winners of UFC 322, to be honest with you. It was a great card. Thank you for this treat. Thank you, Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard, and Dana White, and the UFC. You know what I mean? For giving us such a great card. Who you trying to see at 2 a.m.? Uh, who I'm trying to see at the gas. I'm trying to go to the gasoline station. You know what I mean? Trying to go to the gasoline station. I had to wake up at 6 to see this the main event. Holy, that is early. That is early, early, early. Somebody says I'm heartbroken. Oh no! Wow, you heartbroken, Jones. Do you think your wife would accept a rematch? Oh, Jason Nine out here throwing haymakers, guys. He really is. He's really. Oh my gosh, guys. But yeah, guys. I mean, hell of a card, hell of a chat. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Honestly, guys, you know what I mean, for supporting the channel and pushing the community to where it is today. You know what I mean. We're gonna continue doing this. You know what I mean, for the foreseeable future. So I much appreciate each and every one of you guys. Honestly, guys. Okay. Honestly, but you already know what this is, guys. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, everybody, take care. Cheers, and God bless.